Hello.
Oh,
It's
nice.
our annual coming out video. What is that? Is that poop or is that a rainbow? Rainbow poop? That's so controversial. What
It
is
could
that?
be either. Sometimes being rainbow, other people
Oh,
don't see that.
interesting.
But I like to keep it on the rainbow side.
Are you even allowed to say that? You're a straight man. You know you're a gay man.
Oh,
No, I've met
yeah.
you before.
I, yeah, definitely. Wait, is this the coming out episode? Should I
Yeah, this is
come
the coming
out
out
in a way?
episode where everyone, if you want to come out in the comments, please do. Because at the Moira Press, we are coming out on Pride Month.
All right, well, I'm coming out as a trans guy who dates guys.
There's no way you're a trans guy. You're just a guy. I mean, everyone thought you were just a guy.
Oh yeah, they little do they know that I'm more complex than that. And look what else I'm doing. I'm wearing my Amy Ray shirt from 2008.
Amy Ray from the Indigo Girls?
Amy Ray from the Indigo Girls. Isn't that wicked gay?
That is so gay.
Look, it's a tour shirt. It was a great
Amy
show.
Ray. Wait, so you're are you legit transgender?
I am legit transgender.
Prove it. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously, how can you prove it?
What about you? Are you cisgender?
Yeah, that means that I'm the gender chosen at birth or something.
Assigned at birth, I guess.
Yeah,
Or
they well,
yeah,
I
because it's
never know how much
complicated, right?
yeah, I never know how much to push it because I am read as female. I am an XX chromosome, I assume, although I've never been tested. Um, but if I was being more complex, I would say that I'm a three spirit. But you're not allowed to say that because that's a like a an appropriation of a term, or am I allowed to use the word two spirit or three spirit?
Yeah, I think if that's how you identify, I mean, we're talking identity politics now, right? So, why do you identify as a three-party spirit?
Three
Three
party. Three.
party,
I'm a
three.
three spirit because astrologically, astrology knows more about gender than any other study. And I know this because I majored in queer theory actually at the University of Minnesota. My major was queer theory. And
Do
basically
they, do they give you a major in that?
they did. I did a Bachelor of Individualized Studies, and I actually wrote a proposal, and my actual major was human sexuality, cultural and identity, politics, and sexuality in the family. You believe
Wow.
I majored in identity politics? I'm an astrologer.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
So
anyway, you're always amazing, but
that's because I got mojo.
oh, I see. All right, you do.
I'm just kidding. Can a straight girl have mojo? I don't know. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh,
And
wait, now are you a straight girl?
well, I'm just saying that I'm read as a straight girl because I have a boyfriend currently. But I'll tell you this. So the reason I identify as a three spirit, in places where that's allowed and it's not considered appropriation, is because my chart has three parts, three poles to it. It has three big aspect clusters, and one of them is male. So like my Venus square Jupiter is female or feminine or yin or whatever you want to call it, whatever term. And then my moon in Pisces square Neptune is very yin. It's like super snuggly and very sub. And then my Sun, Mercury, Mars, Saturn at the 28th degree is a total dude. Like I'm the scariest. In production they say there's one female producer for every 97 males. And like I'm a fucking full-on producer here at the Moira Press, and it's my Sun, Mercury, Mars, Saturn. Like I'm a total beast. In fact, I've been given this Macho Man Randy Savage doll because my 28th degree is Savage.
It is
Yeah,
savage.
people can't get through my 28th degree because it's so like
Yeah. Yeah, right on. Well, no, then I have a question for you. Am I too astro spirit being because my Mars sun is male, masculine, and my Venus, Moon, Neptune is feminine?
Well, okay, so I would say you actually are a two spirit because of this. Well, but okay, but your masculinity layer goes really high because you're an Aries rising with Mars and Scorpio, which that's a like your threshold for masculinity is super high. Like when you transition, like I don't think I ever misgendered you once. Like I don't know that I've ever misgendered you because like when you went on T, like you were so male that I was just like, oh, yeah, of course, like he, what's up, you know? And like, but that's that Aries rising with the Mars and Scorpio. But then you're a Pisces with a Cancer moon, which are both very yin. And so I feel like that's the part of you that's like a yogi and is doing latch hooking and like so like you kind of are two-spirited in the sense that your water is kind of yin, but your masculinity threshold is super high. So I don't know.
Ah, right on. So is everybody like that though? Does it is like are we now talking that there's some kind of continuum and then like you got things on both sides? And what about
I
that?
I believe so. I mean, but you know, this is like a kind of controversial as far as like gender theory goes. I mean, like, you know, it's activism for us to talk in this manner because it's beyond what queer theory knows. Is like, yes, people have cyclical fluctuating genders. And it's like a lot of, you know, trans females, you know, who go male to female have very, very yin charts or like, you know, lacking in Mars, not lacking in anything, but you know, they're just not super martial charts and things like that. Like so, I mean, there's a lot of different reasons that people are, you know, gender queer from their charts, but I think, I don't know, there must be some other layer that's biological or something like that. You know, like I guess should ask you, what do you think makes you transgender and does it even matter, you know?
What makes me transgender is well, I mean, I guess because I transitioned in a way that and I felt compelled to transition because I knew it would make my presentation to the world more um, in line with my internal perception of myself. And then it would just like make my life easier. And it has. So it made me feel like more at ease with myself in the world and the way that people interacted and do interact with me.
Hmm, interesting. Interesting. No, I don't push the they them equation. Like when people ask me what my pronoun is, I just say she her because it's like for me, I don't necessarily my politics in life aren't gender queerness. Like I'm more of an astrological extremist. Like I would be more inclined to be like, you got to remember my sun, moon, and rising than to say you have to remember my pronoun. But that's just because like that's not my politics, you know. But I think you know, I think I could be read as a tough chick, actually. But it's kind of crazy. I am two-spirited because you know how I look like a doll? Like I have that character Star Doll and she's like a clown and she has like doll outfits on and stuff like that. Well, my son Mars is like a total male. It's not a doll at all. And in fact, like sometimes I come out as the maestro, which is where I have a mustache. And they used to call me Faggoty Andy when I was interpreting for the drag shows. That was my drag name.
Oh, I get it, like Raggedy Andy.
Yeah. So it's like that's the confusing part of me is that like I'm super masculine, but even though I have like this doll attire currently, and the reason I have a doll attire is because my boyfriend is a huge Viking looking male, and I can go doll with him because he's got a Mars T square with Pluto, and it's like he's way more masculine than my masculine chord, and so I can be a doll with him because you know in some ways gender is a performance, right? So it's like um so it's interesting, but it's like people get tricked because you know I have these gifs I share that are like doll prank. It's where the dolls come alive and start talking because you know it's like I look like a doll, but then if you talk to me for very long, you hit like a totally masculine mind, kind of like, oh my God, this chick is serious.
Oh yeah, interesting. Well, that's complex too, just the way that you said that, like a masculine mind because you're serious, you
Well, I'm
know? And part of it
pushy
has
and aggressive. I'm mentally pushy and aggressive.
oh, you mean like she's serious about this, like, whoa, because she's gonna beat you up over it.
Well, like if someone fights with me about astrology, I will just debate with them until they're crying. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, I'll be like, yeah, I'm just like, this like astrological remediation book was like a whole rebuttal against the astrology community for like making mean predictions and stuff. I'm like, yeah, no thanks. Like, I'm just kind of like, I'm just like an aggressive mental animal.
Hmm. Right on.
Do you feel like you have to uphold masculinity as a trans guy?
Well, when I was transitioning, oh my God, that was the hardest part because then I was all tied up in the like, am I presenting male enough? And I didn't really have a lot of role models. I mean, I transitioned a long time ago, decades ago. So I didn't have a lot of role models of like what I thought cool trans guys, or not cool, but like trans guys that weren't then just like, not not preppy, but like, there was this, it was the style of the moment that guys would, the way that guys acted in society at that moment. Um, that was like the only way to be that I knew of and also be accepted as male and people be able to like switch pronouns and people that I met when I, hadn't been on T for very long and would automatically read me as male, you know?
Yeah, it was like the preppy Backstreet Boy looking lesbian who transitioned.
Yeah, right. And the but I was just so successful because it was so easy for me because I just it really is easier for me to present male and more comfortable. That here's something interesting. Like my name at the like I my band used to play shows at this place called Jacques Cabaret, which was a like a, can you say tranny bar? I don't know.
You
That's
probably
what they
can.
used to
I probably
call
can. I probably can't.
That's what they used to call it back in the day. But so anyway, it's like a place where drag shows and performances and stuff like that were. Anyway, my friend asked me to do a duet. You know that song with Peaches and Iggy Pop?
Mm-mm.
Well, there's some song with Peaches and Iggy Pop. And so I was Iggy Pop, and they felt compelled to introduce me as transgender Jesse because otherwise, like, people wouldn't read me as trans.
Because you passed so well?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, so I have to say that you and I were dating when you transitioned. Like when I first met you, it was right before you transitioned and you had a mustache. You were like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say what you were like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, because you were like had a lot of hair and you had a mustache, and this is before you'd ever been on T, and you looked I didn't know if you were male or female when you came up to me. All I knew is you had a jersey on and you had like these like work boots with the tongues hanging out. And you're like, hey, my name is Jesse and I'm a band called Secret Cock. And like you had mojo at that time. And it's like I was like, what the who is this person? And like I just didn't know if you were male or female, and I didn't really know if I mean, we were in queer bands though. Like I was in a queer riot girl band called Discharge Information System, and we were this math metal band, and we were playing a show together. So, but it's like when I started dating you, that was the only time I ever met you when you were, I guess, female. I don't want you to get mad at me for saying that, but you had not yet changed your pronoun when I
Right,
met
right,
you,
right.
right?
Yeah. I mean,
So,
terminology wise, if you want to know, I would call it presenting as female,
okay, okay, that makes sense. Okay,
living as female. I don't know. Something like that.
okay, so yeah, so at that time I met you, and it's like then you transitioned while because then we started dating, and then you were transitioning, and I think we had a great time with your gender, like like especially with your because we were dating and we were like biblical, you know what I mean? We were like getting it on or whatever, and so it's like we did a good job with like gendering your body parts as male, and like we had a good time. I we
Oh,
did
right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I'm with you on that.
Like it really hurts my feelings. One of the reasons to do a coming out episode is like when I worked at the Portland School of Astrology, when I left, they called me anti-trans because I had all these trans students and I kept saying, well, there's a cyclical fluctuating gender and like astrology knows more than queer theory. And so they got mad at me and they're like, you're anti-trans. And it always kind of bothered me because I'm like, one of my favorite boyfriends ever is trans and like but you can't tokenize you can be like I had a trans boyfriend though but it's like
Yeah.
I never misgendered you. I was awesome with your transition, I think, because you
Oh
had a
yeah.
girlfriend who couldn't get your gender right. I won't say her name, but
I had,
the tattoo artist.
oh, yeah, who couldn't get my gender right?
Like you were transitioning and she kept relentlessly calling you she.
Oh, I can't remember that.
I do.
Really? That's interesting. Well, she eventually broke up with me because she wanted to date a real dude.
Oh, interesting. um But yeah, so I think we had a good time and
And wait, to be clear, I love this person and she's awesome and I totally don't hold any of this against her. We were like young and figuring ourselves out and who we were and what we wanted.
oh yeah,
Anyway,
she's awesome. She's awesome. Like I wasn't making any commentary against her. I was just saying that you can't say I'm anti-trans because even though some people were struggling with your pronoun, I did not struggle with your transness at all. I don't
yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is weird when you're transitioning and then people and you're and here's my experience, not to kind of like say it's everybody's experience, but my experience was when transitioning, it kind of was like hard enough because I'm trying to like be read correctly. I'm trying to learn how to like act as in these like these micro ways that you aren't taught when you're brought up the other gender in society. You don't realize like there are little things, tips and tricks that you can do so that it signals to people on a kind of real subtle way how to gender you. And so as I'm like learning that and figuring out all that, and then like people don't pick up on that, just like people that you don't know when you're, going around town and you go to the store or whatever. Like, and then every time someone misgendered me, I would be like, oh, like I've failed, and like, oh, and it makes me want to not leave my house, or it makes me whatever, you know? So while that's going on, people who are like your good friends, uh, telling you that like, oh, they'll mourn the like person that they knew because that's how they, like I'm like, don't even tell me that. I have like zero patience for your having to mourn your female friend, okay?
Yeah, like who freaking cares? Like it's so funny because like I'm so into your brainstem and your soul spirit that it's like to me, like when I see pictures of you when you were presenting as female, I just see you. I'm just like, oh, there's Jesse. Like I don't even like the gender, I don't even read the gender that much because I'm like, I read you more as your chart and your brainstem than what your it's I don't know, is it but
Oh, right.
but
Yeah.
you and I love each other because of our composite chart, not because of our genders.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'd
I mean,
say
would
that.
you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. That we well, and maybe also because of our complexities, like we are interesting enough for each other, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but it's like our compositor has like a moon, Jupiter, Mercury grand trine with a sun, Venus square Pluto, and like we just love each other. And it's like, it gets confusing because now you're identifying as gay and like you want to be with a male, but it's like we have so much juju that it just gets confusing sometimes. I was just like, and we used to date, and I'm just like, but don't we have juju? Like, are you gay? Like, do you accept this juju? But we don't have a sexual vibe anymore because you have chosen to, or not chosen to change it. I don't it's kind of weird because we once were sexual and we have this amazing composite chart. I guess maybe we're just a more mental cerebral now in our old age.
Oh, right. Could be. Could be. And, there's yeah, I don't know. I think that if you're going to get astrological about it, maybe there are things that are happening in the outer planets right now that are making us or making me want to go in a certain direction with a partnership, like physically. I
Yeah, oh
don't know.
yeah, totally. Yeah, like I feel like you mechanically don't want a female. It's like mechanical.
Yeah, that's part of it too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, yeah, there are a bunch of reasons. I'd say that, yeah, just the parts and the like not needing the extra ritual parts about things. And then just feeling, yeah, comfortable with like my equipment as it is and my body as it is. And like I think there were some internalized homophobia that I had to get over as well, like I don't know, there's like a lot of reasons.
Well, okay, let's talk about the sexual preference part of coming out now that we've come out about gender. Okay, it's like so I actually choose currently to be with a cis bio male.
Hmm.
And I actually had to deal with a lot of flack to do that because I am historically very queer. Like, and people read me as a straight chick in my old age, but it's like I moved to Portland with Terica Klanknecht, who I'm still best friends with, and we were girlfriends at the time. We were together for 2 years. Then I dated tons of queer and trans people in my 20s. Then in my 30s, I met my baby daddy, dated him. He's a cis straight male. But then we were polyamorous, and I had Ash come in for 5 years, and I was with Ash, who's a long-haired butch, right? But then there was a point where I chose to, when I was single after Scott, for 5 years, I was like, I am choosing a cis straight male. And I got so much flack for that. People are like, you're homophobic, all this stuff. And I was like, listen, my chart is abusive. I have a Sun square Mars. I get abusive. And every queer or trans person that I've ever dated just feels so abused by me because I'm just like, no, I don't want to be kept down by like, like I just felt like there was a lot of like people who are obsessed with being oppressed in the queer community. Like, no offense to anybody, but it's like I didn't want to live in an oppression framework. I wanted to live in a thriving framework. And so it's like I felt like there was this abuse dynamic that would go on where I would just keep pushing forward and keep pushing forward and keep getting more and more into rising up like as a artist, as a uh just speaker and all these things. And like I felt like there was this divide happening between me and my partners where like they wouldn't want to be on camera because they didn't want to come out. They didn't want to be seen. They didn't want like Ash wouldn't come on camera for 5 freaking years because they're this shy queer. They actually transitioned into an interdimensional space apparition, is what they said. So like that was their transition is like I'm actually not even like she was a long-haired butch, but then it was like, it's just the point where it's like I kept coming up against this barrier of I can't go forward and keep a good relation with my queer partner. And so then I was like, I'm going to find a straight male. And like that was a hugely political thing, you know? And that's even political for me to say that right now.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Well, I think what's also good about your relationship with Shane is that like he understands you. He knows where you're coming from and he's like he can meet and match you, you know? Like
Well, he's a
that's the
pagan.
point.
He's like a pagan. Like he was polyamorous for 20 years and like he loves all people of all like I can never be with a straight person who was like anti-queer. He's like he lets me be polyamorous of heart. Like he lets me be in love with you, for example, because we have a good composite chart. He lets me be a relationship anarchist. And we always tell people we're not in a monotonous relationship, even though we're physically monogamous. I'm basically polyamorous, is what it is, also.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
has it been political for you to come out? I mean, do you still like me after hearing that I chose a straight male?
Yes, I knew you were doing that as you were doing it as well. And I don't have a problem with it because I think that each of us has to do like you got to make the right choices. Like I'm trying to date now and I'm trying to date like someone who I think will be a good match for me, which is why I'm trying to like visit the right pool. You know, and I think that that's what I'm doing as well is like I am looking to date a guy who knows I'm trans from the beginning and is attracted to me in my masculinity, right? Because I do also need someone that like is like has the enough masculine energy that they can take charge of things, that they can like be a co collaborator in life with me and like yeah, take the reins. And also, I have to say, in my relationships with women after I transitioned, it seemed like I was expected to always be the one who was like making the sex happen, right? But that's not like I'm not like that. You know, my Pisces nature is, and my Saturn Venus conjunction make me just be like, feel crushed, like if they don't like want to get it on, or I'll like be too understanding or whatever, and then it will just never happen. So, or I've gotten with people who just like, I am not their type, then like we shouldn't be together. You know, so I guess in my, you know, current manifestation of finding a boyfriend who identifies as gay or bisexual or somehow is accepting of me in uh, how I can communicate that I feel I am myself.
Interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting as far as like how to identify historically because it's like when people like assume that I'm straight, I'm just like you're actually missing 20 years of my history. Like I've lived as an open polyamorous person with a female partner of 5 years while I had a baby daddy. Like I'm one of the most queer people you've ever met. Like I'm more queer than most queer people I know because they're like doing the straight traditional framework and I'm just like my Pisces moon, like my heart chakra is like this big. It's just like I love everybody. You know what I mean? It's like it's so it's like it's actually really important for me to come out and be like, listen, I lived openly as a queer person out and proud for like 17 years. And it's like I got yelled at constantly from all sides. And it's like I still get now yelled at. Now I get yelled at for having chose a male, you know, and it's just like I'm just done being yelled at for my choices, but you can't say that I'm anti-trans or like I'm anti-queer because I chose a male, cis male partner. That was literally for, I couldn't abuse one more person with my Sun Mars square. I mean, I'm taking accountability and saying, like, I am Macho Man Andy Savage. Like, I am savage. You know what I mean? And it's like, we don't want anyone who has sensitivities to savagery to be stuck with me, like at all.
Yeah, right on. Right on.
I mean, more than gender, it's choosing the right chart. It's like, like Shane at the 28th degree where I'm that way, like he just has his sun in Virgo and his like he's just like, oh, how can I help? Like he's just like he's like wants to be like a service Viking when I'm like in a savage mood, you know? But like my friend Regina, she has a Sun Mars conjunction at the same degree as I do, and we just rage, we just like fight and stuff because we're like, it's like so it becomes for me more about astrological extremism than gender. It's just like I really want to choose charts that don't get abused by my chart, basically. Like you don't feel abused by me, do you?
No, I definitely don't. No.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have that dynamic in either. charts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And I also, I mean, I don't have anything at the 14th degree, and I don't have anything like my Mars is so far away from that that yeah, we don't clash.
Yeah, your Mars is a little not I don't want to you're not abusive, but you're like oppressively capable. Like I feel like in a lot of relationships I've seen you in, it's like you're so capable that the other person feels just judged or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think I'm also quite judgy. In a way, maybe, and it's that thing. It is the Sun Mars thing. I judge them because I'm like, everybody should be able to do this. Why can't you do this? Like, it's easy. You just gotta do this.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I don't have a lot of like understanding or empathy when people are like unable to do things.
Like I feel like if we're impressionists at all, you and I are chart impressionists. Like we're like I don't like a chart with too many problems. I don't like a but like my chart has a lot of problems, but I work on remedying all those problems. So I feel like you like put up with me because of like me taking pulling up my big boy pants on all my problems. But like your chart is just so graceful. Like I remember when you came out as trans, Uranus was going over your Mars in Scorpio, trine your sun. And because you were a sun trine Mars, like you just effortlessly transitioned. That's what it looked like from the outside. Is like you just didn't even struggle with that, is kind of what it looked like.
Oh yeah, I think I would have to agree that my story compared to other people's stories, my yeah, it was I didn't have a lot of obstacles. I realized like, oh shoot, I'm transgender. If I just switch genders, that will make it so much easier. All right, when am I going to have the surgery? Okay, next in when oh, in 2 months? Okay. And then I just like it just, I had all the resources I needed to be able to do that. I had, everything, I had yeah, I was able to take care of my all my responsibilities, everything I was accountable to or for, and the freedom to just do that for myself if I wanted to. And I also ha I don't have a lot of regrets in general in my life. And if I decide like, no, this is what I need to do, I just do it and I don't regret it.
Interesting. Um,
But wait, here, let me show you something because I want to give people like I wish I had more I wish I had the thought to have like be able to show people pictures of before I transitioned so that they would be able to like a picture of like the tour we went on when our bands were together and we met and hooked up and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
I have those pictures but not here right now.
Maybe you can share them to your
Also,
Facebook wall.
oh, okay. All right. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. But look, here's a picture from me from high school. I think I'm like what, 15 in this picture. This is me.
You got
And
mad mojo in that picture, man.
oh, thank you. That's me. And this is in the 80s. Me and that was my boyfriend at the time, and my best friend and his girlfriend. And we were in this fake band that we decided we were in a band. I did not know how to play drums, although I was the drummer. He was the bass player and actually did know how to play bass. And then keyboards, and
Dude,
he
that
was.
just looks like you to me. I mean, like, not to be like
Do I not look
dismissive
so?
of the change, but like, I can, that'd be like if you currently shaved, I'd be like, oh, that he looks very similar. Like, it's just you, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yes. Go ahead.
oh, no, no, yeah, yeah. Well, and if I was being honest, like, I would love to come out as saying, like, I love like queer people and queer culture. Like,
Mhm.
I still am attracted to a lot of, gender fluid people, and a lot of my best friends are trans or queer, and that's just my Pisces moon square Neptune. It's like I love like Pisces is like the whole rainbow. It's like I love the whole rainbow of humanity, and I find myself being attracted to for friendship and mental. Like, don't they say like more people who are trans are neurodivergent or autistic than the normal number?
Yeah. Yeah. Statistically, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like the autism level, like the intelligence level of most trans people really is attractive to me.
Ah, right. Yeah. Yeah. The neurodiversity. Yeah. Same here. Uh, yeah, I don't think I would be attractive to or attracted by like people that are too normal.
Yeah, would you date a trans guy?
Um, I would, he would have to be okay, so remember when okay, this is gonna get real non-politically correct or whatever, but I remember when I was transitioning, okay, so we a lot of times we would also say, and we still do, like toughen up cupcake.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And so when I was transitioning myself, probably in, with a great deal of defensiveness, uh, saying that some trans guys that were like a little too wimpy in my judgmental perspective, I'd call them pansgendered because they were just pansy. So I guess I would
You'd be like, he needs a little more tea in his shot.
he
Like, it's just so funny because one of my friends just recently upped the amount of tea in his shot, and I was like, oh my God, you're getting more tea in
Oh
your like,
really? Yeah, yeah. Because I remember there was someone that you knew, and they would often be like, "Oh my God, that guy needs a little more tea in his shot."
okay, okay, so it's like,
But
yeah, okay. I'm sure you've made some viewers angry, but it's like what we're thrivalists. You and I are more than anything. We're like thrivalism.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of different ways of being transgender. And I'm not saying my way is right or my, whatever. It's if you ask me who I'm attracted to, I'll tell you who I'm attracted to, right?
You know what
And
you know what my sexual orientation is in my old age? It's excellence. I'm attracted to anyone
yeah,
who's excellent.
yeah, yeah,
I
that's
feel
good.
like that's kind of what you're trying to say. You're kind of beating around the bush, but you're saying I would date a trans guy if he was fucking awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, and this is where it gets political, right? It's like I think in queer culture, it's like love everybody. You're supposed to love everybody, and like you and I are a little bit more of the kind of I don't love everybody. You have to be badass. Like we love badass people, and I don't know that we should be beat up for that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
There's
you
this.
are literally a high-level computer executive. You own two houses. You are an artist. You play the guitar. You're a co-producer on this show. Like you are literally killing it in every area of your life. Like why should it be that you should be expected to date somebody just because they're trans, just to show that you would allow that? It's like, yeah, you could date somebody who is trans if they were like a famous artist or if they were a big level lawyer or if they were I don't know, a king or something. I don't know.
Yeah, right on.
I would allow it. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
thank you. Thank you. They'd have to first go through the Savage Andy gauntlet.
The excellence filter.
Yes, yes. They'd have to, yeah, be able to get you on that transit and pass the
Well,
test.
they'd have to have a good composite chart and synastry with you as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's for sure. Is that I mean, I want someone who's gonna challenge me and we also and I will challenge them but we also do it in a way that brings out the best in each other, right? So not like challenging in the awful way, but challenging in the like encouraging way.
So you're coming out as wanting to date a CEO with a good composite chart.
Yeah, 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 I'm coming out as being available to someone awesome.
So you're being an elitist is what you're being.
I am absolutely an elitist.
you want to date someone on the elite team, no matter. So would you date a girl on the elite team, or does it have to be a dude?
Elite squad. Well, no, they would have to pass the other criteria. Yeah. I mean, we're talking through it. Yeah, like is gender the most important thing? No, but we got to figure out how to mechanically make things happen. And we have to have like an attraction and we have to have an understanding. We have to be able to communicate and talk about these things in words.
Nice. So you're coming out as a gay trans guy who is an elitist, and I'm coming out as a historically queer doll-looking dude. No, I don't. But if you're watching this show and you want to come out, please do come out in the comments. And I think, we are inclusive and we are celebrating of diversity at the Moira Press. Like, absolutely, we celebrate all people here. We're just we're talking politically because we're trying to be real about what's gotten us in trouble, but we are totally queer. I mean, like, if you don't think that we dated, okay, like Jesse is a trans guy and I was his girlfriend. Like you can't.
Don't tokenize me, Andy.
I'll tokenize you if I want to. No, I'm just kidding. I'll tokenize you again later when I see you. Wait, am I tokenizing you?
No.
Okay. I'm just saying it is Moira Press is a queer place. So come be queer and come be excellent because we love you.
Yeah.
Any other comments from you, my dear?
No. We love the
You're a friend
flavor.
for like 25 years. That's what we'll also do.
Oh yeah, we'll friend you for life. We'll
Yeah.
friend you for life and we'll also like be actual friends who take action to do things for each other in real life and in the real world. Like our friendship is deep and long lasting. And I think my friendship was with other people as well. And the friendships that I seek to have are because like we're actually there in the world for each other.
Totally. And I would say, if anything, we should come out as astrological extremists because I feel like you and I would date somebody we had a good composite chart with first, more than even the gender. I mean, like, if I have a bad chart with somebody, I won't even go on a date with them. Like, so that's me
Yeah,
being actually kind of extreme. So,
that's elite.
yeah, we're elite. But that's just elitism on the charts. All right. Well, sorry if we made you mad today. We are mad crazy about just, I don't know, everything.
Yeah.
We're mad crazy on excellence. So come be excellent with us. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye.